afternoon, everyone. Welcome in. If you can hear me in the chat and we're flowing, let me know with a thumbs up or yes, we can hear you. Y'all know what to do. I appreciate that. Um, y'all give me a minute to get settled in here because I'm feeling some type of way. Like, I really debated if I wanted to even go live today, but we got some news. Of course, I got things to say. Y'all come on in and get comfy. I'm not drinking coffee right now because I think I've had enough. I got a cold Coca-Cola. Thank you. Sound is good. Great. Awesome. Welcome in, everybody. Thank you, Mod Team, for being here. Leslie, welcome in. Rachel, Butterfly and Forest, thank you for being here. Tricia, Stephanie, y'all welcome in. Real happy. Thanks for coming on in. Yeah, if y'all don't mind, hit the thumbs up and all the good things that YouTube likes us to do. I appreciate it. And of course, if y'all want to join the conversation, we'd love to have you on the conversation. Lots of people are weighing in on the conversation. Y'all might as well. And if you just are just more relaxed listening, we appreciate those listens more than you will ever know. I mean a lot to the channel, small channels especially. So welcome on in. Got a few things I want to talk about. We're not going to be here all afternoon because I'm going to be over on Publicly Buzz tonight. He's holding a show on the Nancy Guthrie case, and he reached out this morning and asked me if I'd join, and I said sure. So kind of looking forward to going talking about the case without having to control the controls. The shoulder hurts. I'm tired. So I'm looking forward to that. One of you mods, if you could drop that link into his show tonight into the chat. If you guys familiar with Publicly Buzz, most of you guys around here are. For those of you who are not, he's a channel here on YouTube, and yeah, go give him a look-see. It's up to you whether you follow or not, right? But y'all go give him a look-see, and y'all come join us tonight as we, I think we're going to talk theories. Lord. Y'all, people are playing in the weeds, and I don't want to play in the weeds. I got some serious questions about the constitutionality of a lot of what's going on right now. And I don't appreciate them making me feel that way when I am trying to stay focused on this missing lady. We want to talk about gloves and family members and 40 people on a list. Where's Miss Nancy? Who's writing stupid letters to TMZ? I don't think Miss Nancy's in the United States. I don't think her abductor is in the United States. And I can guarantee those letter writers aren't sitting within the U.S. borders. FBI just can't walk across the border and go apprehend them. It's a whole ass thing. Don't tell me they don't know who's writing those letters anymore. And I don't care at this point if they're fake letters, TMZ's writing them to themselves. I don't care. Find who wrote them and arrest them today. Because Miss Nancy deserves a whole hell of a lot better than she's getting on the internet right now. Just like a bunch of victims I have covered over the years. Nancy Guthrie is a victim, and nobody knows why. Yeah, it said south of the border, Leslie, but I've always felt there's a possibility they're south of the border. Not the letter writers. The original ones I've always known were out of the country. I've always known the original 2 letters were for people out of this country. The players who'd done the kidnapping might still have been within the U.S., but whoever penned those letters in the very beginning wanting that $6 million in Bitcoin were not in the United States of America. If they were, the wrath of God would have come down on them the way they did Carlos in that other house. Am I going to sit here and think the FBI is that fucking stupid they can't find them? They don't got capabilities to do it? Y'all out there uploading CODIS, DNA into CODIS 2 miles from a crime scene. Check your own fact sheets, FBI. How was that even allowed if it didn't match what was in the crime scene? Houston, I got a problem. A big one. Now I was up half the night again because my sleep pattern is completely thrown off. And the first thing I just cannot get it out of my mind. Miss Nancy came out that front door. We know that because her blood is out there. Before the abductor was able to remove the camera, does the camera see Nancy on the front porch? Did he put her in the car and secure her with whoever else was in the car and then go back to remove the cameras? If the FBI has uncovered footage of Nancy on that front porch, we're not going to see it, and I really don't want to see it right now. I don't want to see fear or injury on some old lady. Now, the sheriff's out here doing his word salad again, and I'm just about over him. And I don't know if I can take anything that man says to the bank. And I wish people on social media and mainstream media would remember other cases they've covered and followed and court documents they've read, because they all understand a whole hell of a lot more than they're telling us they understand. Coming out here messing up the waters for no reason. 40 names and 40 pictures. Where did those names come from? No bullets were collected from the crime scene. So how are they out searching for a gun at gun shops? Family cleared by the sheriff, but not the FBI. I knew that yesterday. This morning, the rest of the world's finally waking up to that. Was Nancy's DNA on the glove found that made it relevant to the crime scene? Apparently not. Blue shirt left behind by canine searchers? That was Miss Nancy's blue shirt we saw laying in the yard? The canines sniffed it to go find her, and then they left it there. Great. How many defense attorneys on YouTube are waiting to pounce on that? Alan Jackson, you got your retainer fee ready? What's wrong with that DNA y'all recovered inside that house? How come that DNA relative to the crime scene has not been uploaded to CODIS? Or has it? And there wasn't a match. Do you have DNA from the crime scene? I don't know, but the sheriff says we do. But he says a lot of things. And I thought y'all had some kind of jam up search and rescue team there, because people always get lost on trails. But they're messy enough to leave an elderly woman's shirt in the yard that the dog sniffed. Okay. I'm going to remind everybody again that knife sheath was found next to a victim. It wasn't found a mile away, and it wasn't found 2 miles away. It was found next to Madison Mogan. It went to the Idaho State Lab, and they developed the profile, and it was sent to Othram in Texas, and they began investigative genetic genealogy. They didn't develop that profile. The state did. They had to stop their work because their front door methods were halted, because that's as far as it could go. 2 cousins. FBI took over and developed the entire IgG right back to Koberger. Now, again, I'm going to ask them, what kind of DNA do you have in that crime scene, sir? And why the hell are y'all uploading a glove 2 miles away to CODIS without any indication it belonged to the crime scene? Now I got some talking heads out there saying the next step is IgG on the glove. Excuse the fuck out of me? It don't match what's in your crime scene. Oh, that could be his accomplice? Could be. Reverse engineer a case against that person the way everybody claimed was done to Kohberger. Difference is they found evidence on Kohberger. If they hadn't have found any evidence on him once that name got there, I loaned my knife to my friend. I bought it at a fucking knife show. Somebody stole it. I'm so over so much right now. Y'all go ahead and run some IgG on that glove and put somebody in prison over it. I hope they tell you where Miss Nancy is. Hey Keith, welcome in. Hey Semi Sharp. Glad y'all can make it. All right. Let me get my thoughts back together here. Well, Harvey Levin is going to sit down, y'all. And I think a lot of people are ready for him to sit down. I'm not going to tell y'all how to feel about Harvey Levin or what. I see all y'all's comments. I could care less about Harvey, but I want to know who's sending the letters. Because I don't appreciate jackasses coming in hot and fucking with criminal cases and playing with victims' lives. I don't appreciate it. As a society, none of us should appreciate it. But it's so easy to just sit here and talk about the drama of it all. Harvey, they're doing it. Oh, goddamn. Don't y'all want the FBI to find out if Harvey's writing them to himself? I do. We can shut that shit show down once and for all. And all this damn fighting over who's better, mainstream media or the YouTubes. Well, they all have their flaws. Mainstream media needs to calm their ass down a little bit. All right. Let's get Harvey's ass up here and let him say what he's got to say.
In the Nancy Guthrie kidnapping case. First of all, the testing of that glove, the DNA testing in Florida, is complete. Now, that doesn't answer the questions about.
And while everybody on the internet was debating on the Florida lab, who developed what, it went where, wasting all this time, the fucking results were already back. I tried to tell y'all that. I tried to tell everybody to calm down a minute. FBI don't normally develop a profile from a weapon or evidence. Is this the first time y'all looked at a case? Harvey, the rest of y'all, I'm asking a legit fucking question at this point. Because y'all are stirring the pot. Every one of you. While a lady's life is in balance and somebody, you know what, that bumbling ass idiot at the front door, everybody wants to keep calling him a bumbling ass idiot. Well, he got away with it, apparently. Simi, I'm aware of how that is coming out, and I'm going to get to that in a minute. I still got questions about that. How do they know who whatever, I'll get to that in a minute. Hold that thought, girlfriend. Hold that thought, because I got shit to say.
Whose DNA is it, and are they connected to this kidnapping? Because under federal law, the glove has to be tested in the state where the glove is found. That is the requirement that the FBI has before they can.
You know what? I've had their fact sheet for days. I just haven't had time to present it because I've been a little fucking busy. But we're going to get to it in a minute, sir. Maybe we can clarify some of this shit from some of y'all. God dang.
Put it in the CODIS system. CODIS is combined DNA intake system. That has 27 million DNA profiles. And in order to check out the DNA in that system, in the CODIS system, the glove has to be tested in the state where it was found, and that is Arizona. That glove.
All right. Since their little local lab was down and they sent the blood from the front porch to Phoenix, maybe the glove found with the other 15, 16, 17, 30, 40, 50, 70, I don't even know how many more at this point. Send them all to the same fucking lab in state and then do what you will with them. Fuck it.
We're told is in Arizona right now. This is called a PCR test. It's the most sophisticated DNA test. It's the gold standard.
Oh, God.
Usually takes just a day.
Did anybody listen to what CC Moore has said over the last couple of days or Maureen O'Connell? Anybody? No? Okay.
To get the results. We are told that in the next 24 hours, once that glove is tested and the results are in, that profile will go into the CODIS system. So that should be resolved within 24 hours and maybe sooner. Now, we are also told, and I think this is really interesting, that the glove that was tested is not the glove that the New York Post found. It is a different glove. So up to this point, everybody, and really us included.
Juicy, welcome in. What does your comment mean? I don't understand. If you could elaborate so I can understand what you mean, I would appreciate that. Thank you.
We assumed that was the glove. We are now told by people connected to this.
Oh, I know. I'm not coming at you, Simi. I don't. Y'all, you know me, girl. I get a little. I don't mean to be aggressive toward you, but I'm fully aware of all the reports out there, and I know what you're talking about. But I got questions about that too. How do we know what kind of? Come, hang on. We'll get there.
It is not the glove. It is a different glove that authorities found.
And they said it appears to match the one the assailant's wearing. I'm guessing the FBI's got better footage than what we've seen. Was that what made the FBI was like, you know what, this glove has got to be what this guy's wearing, therefore it meets the criteria for CODIS? Whatever.
2 miles from Nancy's house. Now, something else that we have learned. There are stories out there that gun shops have been given around 40 names of people that the FBI wanted to check to see if people bought a certain type of gun, namely the gun that was in the holster.
Do we have a bullet casing? Do we know what kind of gun we're looking for? Walking around all over town with pictures and names that all the gun shop owners have seen with their own eyes now.
Of the presumed kidnapper. We told you this is a semi-automatic handgun. So
the fact that they're going around to all these 40 names and we don't know shit, do we? We have no leads. We have no idea who the guy at the front door is to this very moment. We're grasping at straws.
What we found out is that they have already checked out the holster to see who has bought a similar holster in that area. And the name.
A similar holster in the area. Was that holster that cop come out and said, I don't want to be identified, but here's the holster I think he has. And it comes from Walmart, like everything else criminals buy. So what, y'all went into a database and said, well, this has got to be the holster. Now let's go to Walmart. Who else purchased this holster? Now let's go see if they bought a gun to go in it. Oh, here's all their names and photos. How long did it take y'all to figure out how many of these types holsters were sold? I'm pretty sure a lot of criminals are about to commit a crime, get their guns off the street. Now, you got a few idiots that'll walk in there and buy it legally and leave a trail. But I don't know if the guy at the front door would do that. And we've got some experts saying that gun don't fit that holster. Maybe he borrowed it from somebody. Maybe he had it from Grandpa Jones gave it to him. And he just had it and he happened to stuff his gun in it. What the fuck's happening here?
That were given to the gun shops are people who actually bought that type of holster. And it's not like those people are all people of interest, but what they want to find is, did somebody both buy a holster like that and buy a gun like that? And then all of a sudden, they're going to be real interested in that person.
I can imagine. As interested as they were in Carlos and the guys from the other night. So I guess if they went out and found that 40 people bought this holster, and that's where they got the names from. Wasn't it a geofence warrant? Because I was really leaning toward the geofence warrant. Are y'all pulling all these names out of a dragnet geo warrant? There apparently is a bunch of people roaming around that neighborhood all the time anyway, or close to it. Close to it, according to that one lady. It's just right outside the areas where all that shit happens, not in that neighborhood. Y'all quit throwing shade at my town. Okay, so they apparently have 40 people who bought this holster. I guess the FBI has identified without a shadow of a doubt. And now can we connect a gun purchase to these same people? But once you find that person that bought a gun and a holster, when you don't know what kind of gun you're looking for, y'all gonna download his data and all that and see if he had communications with anybody about kidnapping Miss Nancy?
So that is why the FBI is checking out gun shops in that area. Final thing I want to say.
Yeah, Keith, this ain't no damn burglary gone wrong, right? They just need to stop it. Quit insulting our intelligence with that bogus ass shit. Yeah, exactly, Keith. They're not using their critical thinking caps, are they?
Say is that the man who has been sending us emails demanding to know.
This is the part I wanted to talk about, because I could care less about your other commentary.
And demanding money in return for information leading to the identity of the kidnapper and the location of Nancy Guthrie. We have received now numerous letters from this person. We are not going to talk about this person anymore.
Thank God. Thank you, Jesus. Now everybody can calm down.
Because if I tell you that he sent us another letter but didn't give us the information, and I keep telling you he sent us another letter and another.
You think that your information is going to trigger this guy to go, oh, they know. Well, there's a lot. You don't think this guy's already watching, dude? Are we going to sit here and pretend like this guy ain't watching? Nervous as a motherfucker. What do they know? What do they have? DNA in the crime scene. Oh my God. Well, that wasn't my glove. I didn't throw my gloves out. I'm not a fucking idiot. What are we doing here? So Harvey's decided if any more communications come in from this would-be person, they're not going to publicly talk about it anymore, because people will decide, oh, he must have turned over the information they're looking for.
Another letter. Then suddenly when I stop, everybody's going to figure out, oh, he must have finally given the information, and that could screw up the investigation, because that information is going to go immediately to the FBI, and then they're going to do their thing. So by definition, if we keep saying, we got another one, we got another one, we got another one, and all of a sudden we say we're not going to talk, you're going to figure out that means he just gave it up, and it could then tip off the kidnapper. So we're not going to say anything more.
Hey, I got an idea, Harvey. I feel like you got a bunch of connections there in LA. You've been trolling around LA for decades. Got a bunch of friends, don't you? Why don't y'all get together and hire a private investigative firm, one of them sneaky ones, and find out who's sending your ass them emails? Can you do that for us? Hire your ass a hacker to figure it out. Do that with your big money.
um, unless and until we get that information and pass it on to the FBI. And at some point, then we will let you know. And also, that creates a public record for the person who would give us this information that it could lead to the kidnapper and therefore entitle them to the reward. So radio silence on that front, but there is movement. And, I will say one other thing, that I spoke to a law enforcement source today who said
Um, I have another request. Can all sources please shut the fuck up? Because I don't know if you're janitors in the police department, if you're the lady at the desk who answers the phones, if you are the cleaning lady, the assistant. I don't know where these sources are coming from, but everybody seems to have them at this point, and they are the ones causing problems right now because they're all coming out with contradictory information. Now, I don't know if that stems from their disgruntled bullshit with their own sheriff, but they got a mess to clean up in their town, and they're making it worse by sourcing out information to all of y'all.
that this is gumshoe detective work right
Gumshoe detective work. 40 names, 40 pictures later.
now, that they are just chasing down every possible lead they can to try and find the kidnapper and Nancy Guthrie. But right now, they don't have a straight line to a suspect or even person of interest.
No, they don't. And maybe they should start looking for that one individual who sat out there and watched Miss Guthrie's daughter on TV every day. Maybe they should look there. I'm sure they've asked Savannah, have you ever received a weird letter, weird email, a weird communication with anybody? Megan Kelly would tell you all about her stalking incident, how the FBI was heavily involved in trying to find who was doing that to her and to protect her and her family. And how elaborate their scheme actually got. Fucking actors playing roles in this whole situation. But our simple minds are going to pretend that doesn't happen. We're out of options. Burglary gone wrong. Essay attempt. What else is left? Oh, the family. I have no reason to put them in it yet. Every time a person disappears, somebody will always be the last person to see them. And I hope nobody I know disappears after I was the last person to see them. Because if that's all you're going to go on to point a finger at me, you better come hard, because I come harder. Good morning, butterfly. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Hello.
How are you this morning or this afternoon?
Just as frustrated as you.
Mm-hmm. It's getting out of hand. I want to talk
Yeah, it is.
about real stuff in this case, and it seems like people want us to stay caught in the weeds, including these
Hmm.
mainstream media people.
Yeah, I agree. I'm over the sheriff. I'm done with him.
You think so, Keith? I wonder what makes people think that. what and this is legit. I really want to know.
Hey, Simi.
I just don't know. Do I feel like she was? I don't know. I don't know why she would have anything to do with it either. Like that, when I try to make it make sense on why anybody in that family would harm this old lady,
Mm-hmm.
I have to ask. There has to be a why.
Exactly. Like nothing adds up. Like which, no matter which scenario, it doesn't make sense because we don't know why. There's what's the motive?
What if the motive was to kidnap for money and something went terribly wrong?
But then you think they would just leave her there or do
No,
something
they
and
took her
not
away
take.
from the home. I'm saying once they removed her from the home, did
Ah,
something go terribly
right,
wrong? Now, these other letters Harvey was receiving has nothing to do with the first two that came in. And I can't get it out of my head that once they demanded proof of life, that person never reached back out. Did they cut their losses and leave? Saying, y'all
right.
figure it all out. And they're sitting over there in fucking some other country smoking a big cigar right now.
And then you have other people stirring up shit, making us think
Did
otherwise.
Savannah
Hmm.
say, you know what? Sister's complaining about taking care of mama all the time. I'm too busy to do anything about it. I can't convince mom to move here so I can help out. It's just easier if we just got rid of her. I
I
that's
know.
risky for your whole fucking career and life and everything, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Would you would have to get elaborate schemers to help you with that to cover all tracks. Like, did Savannah fly down there and do it herself? Or did she hire some, you know what I mean? I have to
Yeah.
figure out the whys, and that's distracting. It's distracting. I got more questions about why a glove 2 miles away was even uploaded to CODIS.
Mm-hmm.
When I got a blood stain inside the King Roadhouse off a fucking stairwell banister that was not uploaded to CODIS because of its relationship to the crime scene.
Right.
I got a problem with where you got your 40 names from. I got a question about this DNA from the house that you claim you have. Why it has never been uploaded to CODIS, because it should have been first. Why wait to find another DNA somewhere else and then upload to CODIS? That doesn't make any sense to me. And we got
Yep.
huge, huge crime scene problems to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
That early release of the crime scene. Cops are back at Miss Nancy's this morning.
Yep.
Now
I
I
saw
don't
that.
I don't they're not collecting evidence. I know that.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing other work. What? I don't fucking know. But there's too many bigger questions at the moment. And whoever did this obviously has covered their tracks incredibly well.
Yeah.
2 miles ain't a leap. Rachel, there is. Let me pull up the fact sheet, guys. Hold on.
And
It ain't.
Rachel has a point.
What?
Says I'm thinking Savannah is feeling incredibly guilty, and maybe that's showing in her videos.
That's a given.
Mm-hmm.
She's already questioning, could it be an obsessed fan, a stalker, all those things. I'm sure
Right.
there's a million things running through that woman's head, including, did my sister and brother-in-law do anything? There's probably a million things floating in her head.
Not to mention the stress of it all.
And again, whoever did this has covered their tracks incredibly well. I mean, to the point the FBI is going around grasping at straws, talking about 40 names, 40 days and 40 nights. What the fuck's happening here? Um, Let me get this up because I want to get this out of the way. Let it pull up. Okay. Let me get the screen up here. Let me get Miss Nancy's. Let me do this. I am so tired of producing at the moment. Y'all, if I screw up, I'm gonna screw up. I don't know what I'm doing today. Okay, let me get the screen up. This is information I've always known. I know a lot of the people out there in the media know this as well, but they're gonna sit around and debate about it and ask stupid questions. What qualifies a profile for uploading to CODIS? Evidence must be connected to a crime scene and sufficient information provided by the investigating agency to substantiate the connection.
Mm-hmm.
The evidence cannot be collected directly from the suspect's possession. Data obtained must be sufficient quantity for upload to the state or national level. Sufficient quantity. How much DNA did you get out of that house? Partial profile? A hair follicle? With or without? What are we doing here? Can suspect standards be uploaded? No. Refer to this case. I'm sure my suspect is in CODIS, can the lab look up their profile and use that information for comparison? No. I'm sure my suspect's in CODIS. That's not enough. Convicted offender DNA is non-evidentiary and cannot be used for direct comparisons. Can the laboratory utilize CODIS for familial searching? No. Some state labs can. Othram. Can DNA profiles from unidentified remains or missing persons be uploaded to CODIS? No. Now, there's a whole host of information at your fingertips, and I implore y'all, or whatever the word is, I ask y'all to start getting better at Googling information. It's out there. The second you hear something, get a little intrigued. I'd like to learn a little more about that. I'd like to know a little bit more about that. I cover a lot of cases around here. This ain't my first rodeo, and it ain't gonna be the last. So there are strict guidelines about what you can and cannot upload to CODIS, and how far away that glove was found absolutely matters.
Yep.
Because you get these
I
rogue
agree.
ass cops like the sheriff who will absolutely build a case against somebody with no fucking evidence based on your DNA is on this glove. It's got to be the glove. It's got to be. Do my eyes match that fucking picture of that man at the door? We're going to walk into court now and say that? This glove was found 2 miles from the crime scene, jury. His DNA is on it, and we think his eyes could be the eyes of that guy. What do y'all think? Yes, guilty on a make-believe trial, just like Delphi, Indiana. Girl, I ain't had anxiety medicine in years, and I feel like I need me a big old bottle of it.
Right.
My THC ain't a working.
The other thing I'm tired of seeing is this damn sketch. I'm so
Oh,
sick of
Lord.
seeing that damn sketch everywhere.
I'm not even giving it life.
No, but it's still irritating because you see it everywhere.
I tell you what, I got 2 phone calls this morning from people I know in my private life who do not fuck around with true crime, don't watch my shows, and they just watch the mainstream media evening news. Hey, it says on the news they found the glove that guy wore. They testing it for DNA right now. I just laughed. No, not so fast. Why don't you tune into my show later and you'll find out. So I'm having to go out here and tell people who are reaching out to me, Hey, did they really find a glove from that guy who took that old lady? That's huge. Nah, they didn't. Hey, shabugs. Welcome in, my girlfriend. Hey, she my girlfriend that likes to watch my reality shows with me, and she's the only one that will talk about them with me. Craig's not, Craig's not drunk enough yet, shabugs. She know what I'm talking about. Oh my goodness. I got your back, girlfriend. I see what's going on. I got you. Okay? Just know that. Just know that. Hey, 83, welcome in. All right. Let me
I
look
think
at
it's going to get worse before it gets better because now everyone's talking about this damn glove and
about it.
IgG.
Oh, they think that IgG is going to be built from that glove.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah,
I don't even know how to address that anymore.
exactly.
All right. Let's pull up some of the latest updates. If
Well,
we
I
can
sent
believe
you
it.
one.
Oh, no. Wait a minute. Okay. Does he not know what she's talking about?
I don't know. I don't know the context. I just know that he quoted her. So in what context,
She's
I
talking
do
about
not
the
know.
DNA from the house.
Mm-hmm.
Watch her. Okay. Mike Ruiz and
Well,
some of
she
these
knows
people,
what she's talking about. I'm talking about him.
I'm talking about him too.
Yeah.
He's starting to get a little messy out there too.
Mm-hmm.
New from a pioneer of IgG investigation, CC Moore, as CODIS check turns up no matches in the Guthrie case. I have full confidence that investigative genetic genealogy will be able to identify that DNA contributor. I believe that the investigators were forward thinking and planned ahead for this possibility, and that she said that on the interview that we watched.
Mm-hmm.
And
Right.
she's talking about the DNA from the house, not
Mm-hmm.
the stupid ass glove. She said herself, that glove 2 miles away is a problem for
Yep.
IgG. Her company would not do it.
Exactly.
So they can quit twisting the words. Or
Mm-hmm.
clicking a view. I'm over it.
I
Justin,
agree.
I asked the FBI if their agency agrees with and can confirm the PCSSD's elimination of the Guthrie family, including siblings and spouses, as suspects in the Nancy Guthrie abduction. FBI spokesperson. The FBI doesn't have anything to do with that. No, the sheriff cleared them, and Butterfly called it last night. She did a little giggle. She did. He must have spoke to one of the family members and decided to come out and just say that, like he said in that other interview we just saw. Well, we didn't look at it yet, but there's an article out where he tells the reporter, well, during that press conference when they were asked who who dropped Miss Nancy off, instead of saying it was Tom, I chose to say it was the family, because everybody was talking about it. And now after he texted or spoke to Savannah, he's going to come out here and tell everybody the family was cleared. Okay, sit down, doofus, because the FBI hasn't cleared nobody.
Mm-hmm.
People, I'm tired of his words. His words mean nothing. I knew the minute he said it, FBI
Yep.
hasn't cleared these fools. It was like the top thing on my notes here. FBI didn't clear them. And then I woke up to
Oh.
tweets. FBI didn't clear them. Like, oh, y'all fucking
Mm-hmm.
finally caught up overnight. Thank God.
Oh, Mister, I can't do any pressers, but does 150 fucking interviews.
Well,
I'm tired of it.
he's trying to distract us. They all are
Yeah, I know.
with their
But
bogus ass
still,
shit. Trying to
asshole.
derail me over here. All right. So then there's this one. Let me share the screen. Okay.
Submitted to FBI's CODIS. Hi guys, let's go over everything we have learned regarding DNA testing in the Guthrie case. Pima County Sheriff Chris Nanos has now confirmed the pair of black gloves that was found off the side of the road about 2 miles from Nancy Guthrie's home that had an unknown DNA profile on it that was submitted to FBI's CODIS database. The sheriff confirming there is no DNA hit on those black gloves compared to CODIS, which means whoever's profile is on those gloves was not a previously convicted felon. They also came out with a clarifying statement after that saying that the DNA on the gloves also did not come back as a match to any DNA found at Nancy's property. There is a chance they try to move forward with either familial DNA or genetic genealogy with that DNA profile from the black gloves. There's also still a chance that those black gloves were unrelated to the Guthrie case. But we're
Yeah, shabugs. Whenever someone who doesn't follow true crime asking me about cases must feel like lawyers feel when we waltz into their lives. Well, some of those lawyers, when you ask them a question, they want to give you a textbook answer. I'm like, dude, I already knew that. That's not what I asked you. Some of us know legal stuff, you know. I don't usually. I've stopped honestly venturing off into YouTube lawyers chats.
We're still waiting for more DNA testing to come back. PCSD did confirm that they're still working on testing and analyzing DNA found in Nancy Guthrie's home, as well as other DNA that was found in last week's operations. We know from our
What?
inside source that there is DNA evidence being tested by that Range Rover that was searched and towed away last Friday. We also got confirmation back from the company that uses that.
So y'all got that DNA back on that glove real fucking fast, and we're still waiting on DNA from
I was
Carlos.
just gonna say that. Yep.
Thank you. And that raid, we still waiting on that DNA to come back. Where the hell did it get sent to? When they
Right.
swabbed Carlos and his family, and they swabbed all these people from the other night, where did all their DNA get sent to? Where did the family's DNA get sent to for comparison? Are we just fishing out?
Crickets.
Are we slinging DNA all over the country?
Blue fly signal sniffer technology used to try to find and
Okay, I'm done. That company though that put out that signal sniffer,
Mm-hmm.
they said a little bit more. That wasn't the only place they used it above Nancy's house. I think some of those areas they were walking in around Tom. That remember a few days after everything was happening, they went scouring Tom and Annie's neighborhood or
Mm-hmm.
whatever. They had it out there too.
Yeah, I believe. Oh, makes
Somebody
sense.
reported some weird looking dirt and pointed the cops to that weird looking dirt, shallow grave, and they went out and checked it out. And for the record, I'm going to slow my roll on showing JLR's live stream over here with sound on. I only look at that live stream because I want to see what's going on in real time. And I peek in and I peek out. Things were said on that live stream that thank God I wasn't airing it when they were said. And I'm just going to
Yep.
leave it at that. Y'all go listen to who you want to listen to. I do not really fucking care. Now, there is an article I wanted to get to because I'm just. Let me pull it up real quick. A lot of this could be educational for people if the people on the medias would be educational about it and ask real questions. And when people in the know would just answer the question,
Mm-hmm.
and y'all could stop a lot of this blah, 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 blah. It's become overwhelming and it's confusing a lot of people. Let me get the right article, the right spot in this article because
I agree, it is. And then when they don't know themselves and they're just putting shit out there without understanding what they're putting out there.
I don't mind the conversations they're having, but when I'm watching them and I know the answer to the questions, but they act like they don't. I don't. That bothers me.
Mm-hmm.
And I even heard somebody, are they taking these 40 names and photos and throwing in some fake ones, like a lineup? Like, what? And that was from somebody I respect. It's the second time I've heard something that goofy. Jesus. Shugs. Oh, today they got me heated, but I couldn't sleep last night, and maybe it's their fault. Like, I just don't know what to do with these people anymore. All right. I wonder how this guy knows this. Pima County Sheriff Nano said there's no evidence Guthrie was taken across the border into Mexico. You don't know where the hell she was taken, sir.
That man don't know his ass from a hole in the ground. I'm
It's the
sorry.
border not far from her house. Like, I live far from the border. Well, if I go down to the tip of Florida, all the way to the very tip, we make it to Cuba 100 miles across the Florida Straits, but it's very treacherous. Ask a bunch of people from the 80s. They died trying. We got to swim, 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 and sharks and all. Big giant waves crashing. Hopefully a hurricane don't come while you're out there. It was a whole thing in the 80s. Mass exodus from Cuba across the Florida Straits. People on rafts and shit. Go look it up. But to get across to this border, it's what, a hop, skip, and a jump. During an interview with Fox News, Jonathan Hunt, Nanos was asked whether the authorities were considering the possibility that Guthrie was transported into Mexico. I'm sure the FBI has looked into that as well, but no, he says. We check all the leads we have. Really, because that guy writing TMZ letters claims he saw her on the other side of the border.
Mm-hmm.
He's sure the FBI's got that part. We know where Mexico is in relation to this, he says.
Exactly.
What? God dang, he can read the fucking map. But no, we have nothing to indicate that. No nanos emphasized nano, kind of like Mork and Mindy, nano. If you know, you know, right?
Yep.
Nanos emphasized that investigators are continuing to follow available leads, but have not uncovered any information suggesting she was taken across the border. You have no indication where she was taken at all.
Exactly.
So how can
So
you
how
rule
could you
out?
rule that out?
Thank you. How can you rule out Mexico? How? Then again, this was just a little while ago, guys. If it'll play like this, I don't know if it will.
Let an expert do
Oh,
your
good
taxes.
God, shut up. Fucking taxes.
Keith's comment.
Hmm.
There's no evidence they checked the basement to see if she's in the laundry room either.
See, we don't know what they're doing. They got a big black bag in their hand. That door's not damaged. Nobody broke into that door.
Mm-hmm.
I still want to see the door to that front patio. Front patio, right side of the house. Front patio. It looks like it could be off the master bedroom. Finding floor plans to this house is fucking incredibly difficult. But I found the architecture plans, and I know the square footage and and I know that's a storage room you just walked into. But beyond that, I don't know the floor plan. But I'm pretty sure that master or primary, whatever the hell you want to call it's at the far right, and there's a patio out there. What's the door to that look like? Please show me,
Right.
because I think I need to come to town. Drone footage captured by the Fox flight team. Y'all need to get the flight team their own channel. How about that?
I know. I agree.
All right, this guy. He's one of the gun store owners. He's going to describe what the FBI was in there doing. I guess. Oh, Jesus Christ. Lady. Oh, there you go. Y'all get your cameras. Get your cameras. You never know when a masked man is going to enter your house, and the cops and the FBI and Sheriff Nanos might be in charge.
Pictures and names on it, and he wanted to know if I could help him pull up in my system if any of these people have purchased a gun in the last year.
In the last year.
From there, how did you respond? Can you kind of go more into that based on your comfort level?
Based on my comfort level, originally I was a little skeptical, but then, I feel bad for the family of, I forgot the lady's first name, but the gun.
What? He forgot the lady's first name, but he feels bad for the
Sorry
family.
for that's what I thought too.
So they're looking for people who bought a gun in the past year. They've got their names and they got their photos because they purchased a holster.
Guthrie case, I felt bad for the family, and honestly, anything that could help them find the person, I was willing to help. So I said that I'd be willing to help, and it was about 3 pages, and the way that our system is set up is we type in the last name of the person, and it usually brings up all their information, first name, last name, phone number, address, all of that. And I went through the 3 pages. There was probably 6 or 7 names. There was 6 or 7 people per sheet. And so I just went through each sheet, all 3 sheets, and I typed in the last name, and nothing popped up. And the thing that I just noticed the most was that the last names, we're pretty familiar with our customers, so I could look at the names and be like, okay, yeah, that person might have been in here before. But honestly, the last names were really uncommon. So, like, I was typing in the last names. I was like, I don't recognize this one. I don't recognize that one. And so I just went through the 3 sheets, typed them all in, and none of those people had ever been here.
How many names and photos total?
To be honest, I don't remember the exact number of names per sheet, but it was 3 papers, and I want to say that there was probably 6 to 8 people per sheet. They had photographs and they had names, and it was 6 to 8 per sheet.
You mentioned beforehand, too, that you noticed something when looking through the photographs. Can you kind of go back into that?
Yeah, so the FBI agent didn't tell me why he was here, other than just he wanted to know if somebody or any of these people that he had on the papers had purchased a gun from us. But as I was looking at the sheets, because I had watched the video on the news of the kidnapper, sticking bushes in the camera, and it showed his face, and even though he was wearing a ski mask, you could sort of see the outline of his goatee, his mustache, and everything. So I was able to look at the photos that he was showing me, and I told the FBI agent, I was like, I'm no investigator, but my intuition is telling me, based on how these people's facial hair looks like, it looks like the guy that was on camera at that house doing the kidnapping. And he
Wow.
honestly kind of just smirked and took a deep breath, and he was like, yeah, that's why I'm here. He was like, we're going to be going to different gun shops, checking to see.
Huh.
Did you happen to write down that name and the minute they left, sir? Now they've showed it to you. That y'all just showed me 6 to 8 pictures per sheet, and that one right there, his eyes and that little bit of a beard look like that in the FBI. What in the world? But he didn't purchase a gun. So does that mean the FBI has an idea of who they're looking for? But now we got to see if he purchased a gun. Was he not a criminal in CODIS already? Y'all can't pull up. Y'all got his name, so you're not able to pull up a rap sheet on the guy? Because if he's got a rap sheet, he's in CODIS.
Mm-hmm.
Where's the DNA from the house? Was it uploaded to CODIS? Why are we walking around with 40 names and 40 pictures? If we have DNA from the crime scene, we could easily upload to CODIS.
Yep.
Was it uploaded and y'all didn't get a hit? Possibility. Guy wasn't a criminal. When that sheath DNA got uploaded to CODIS, guess what? There was no hit. So I'm not going to hang on. Y'all going to get a hit in the CODIS any minute, and we're going to figure this out. An Arizona gun store owner says FBI agents showed him pages of photos and names tied to the kidnapping probe. DNA testing in the Guthrie case yields no database match. Here's the blue shirt. Pima County Sheriff gives update on blue shirt left outside Nancy's house. With our amazing search and rescue team we have here in Arizona.
Crazy.
Not gonna blame it on Border Patrol. Hold up. He blaming it on Border Patrol, not his people. Fuck what? Pima County Sheriff Chris Nanos told Fox News on Tuesday that a blue shirt seen lying along the walkway leading up to Nancy Guthrie's home had been left by federal law enforcement. Savannah, honey, you innocent. Light a fire into that ass and get mad, girlfriend. Let that shit out, because I would be fucking livid.
Exactly.
I would be so livid. The FBI couldn't calm me down. Nanos, look, you better go hide, motherfucker.
Scorched earth.
Just get away. But we obviously ain't cut from the same cloth. I'm not prim and proper. I cannot. Nano said the bright blue shirt was used by a Border Patrol canine team. The shirt was left behind and then retrieved. He says that once they realized because of the media that it was out there, they went back and retrieved it. Sorry about our mess, people. It's just another one on the, just another one. The shirt was not far from a trail of the blood drops on Nancy's front steps. We got dogs pissing on the crime scene, pizzas being delivered, flowers everywhere, people walking around, and now we got that too.
So then you question, where did that shirt come from? Was it from that night? Was it from a previous night? If it was that night, is it evidence? Should it have been taken into evidence? Why was it left on the thing? I mean, so many fucking questions
It came from
because of
inside.
this shit.
It came from inside Nancy's house. It
No,
had
I
her.
know that. I'm just saying those things start popping in your head when you just see it laying there and then they say they left it there.
Oh, when it was first shown all over the media,
Mm-hmm.
how to get
Yeah.
there, who dropped it. And all. Yeah, yeah. But he could have come out and clarified it a long time ago. But no, he's only speaking to certain people,
Mm-hmm.
and with more of his word salad. It's so many things. Even like the church fiasco, right? They could have clarified that and not give the internet a million things to run with on that situation.
Yep.
It would have just calmed everybody down. Maybe there's going to be some people you can never calm down. They're going to do what they do. But I usually ignore those fools. But when you don't clarify things, that leads to problems. And when you take the one thing that's got the victim scent and it gets left like that, that shows the messiness of the crime scene. It's a
Right.
sloppy investigation.
I agree.
Like, so all the other times y'all search for people, y'all have the same thing happen. And I've heard people coming out and trying to explain why crime scene investigators drop gloves randomly around places. That, like, get you a little doggy doo-doo bag and take it with you to put your little
For
gloves.
real.
It's a no-brainer, easy to solve. In fact, I watched a crime scene tech talk about that very thing just the other night. It's like, I'm tired of hearing weirdos on the internet argue about it. Let me go seek out somebody who might fucking know.
Yep.
Because some of these conversations are really starting to get old.
Oh, 100% on that.
Vehicle towed from the Friday's FBI raid at the direction of the insurance company. Because it got totaled in a wreck, and
Right.
like all these experts, I feel like there's some of these people that are like, just let me go back into the bureau and start working again. you know,
I know.
it's like, let me in there. Um, Generally, what is he? I don't even know what he says in this article. I don't even know if I care. All right. Joe Bueller, who worked as an investigator in the Lacey Peterson case, Jesus, in California over 2 decades ago, detailed the process that law enforcement usually goes through. Oh, no, I don't want another expert to detail nothing. I already know what they should be doing. All right, here he goes. Pima County Sheriff Chris Nanos told a local Tucson station, KOLD Cold 13, that Nancy Guthrie's family members were ruled out as suspects in the first few days of the investigation. You liar.
Mm-hmm.
How long? When did you go back to her house? A couple times? Oh, that's consensual searches, right? But you ruled them out in the first few days. Well, no, you probably checked out their alibis in the first few days. You probably got their downloads from their devices in the last few days and did all the legwork. But does that mean you cleared them? Sir, you probably cleared a lot of people early in your town that you shouldn't have cleared. I see them all walking around just down the road. Like they're fucking all carrying backpacks, peeking in cars, grabbing door handles, walking all the way up people's windows.
Right?
Like, stop! What in the hell?
Jesus.
I mean,
Not worried about those
no,
people.
I get.
Nothing to see there.
Well, I get every city has crime,
Yeah.
but y'all are. Come on. I just can't with this dude right this second. He's gonna cause me.
Mm-mm.
I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
Not doing him. All right, let me. There's not a lot by way of updates, y'all, except for that DNA didn't match anything. But I still got a problem with why it was even uploaded to CODIS, because it should have been matched to the crime scene DNA first.
Right.
And then if it matched, but why do you need that DNA off that glove to enter to CODIS when you got DNA from the crimes, unless you suspect that could be the partner? But y'all, we have to report. FBI feels like that's the glove. No, they didn't say that. The one glove that was tested appeared to be different than all of the other gloves they found. What was that one? What was it about that one that made it different? Then they said it appeared to match the one the guy was wearing. Did it match what you had at the crime scene? Are you thinking that's the accomplice? Okay, did the glove have Miss Nancy's DNA on it? We know she was bleeding. Did they touch her with the outside of the glove, transferring her blood to the glove? If there had been blood on that glove, that made it relevant to the crime scene. Upload away. Upload all day long and twice on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm having a hard time getting to this glove means anything when I'm more concerned about the DNA you got in the house at this moment.
Yes, definitely.
There's nobody out there talking about why it's not been uploaded. They want to make a big deal about this glove DNA going to all these labs, and the sheriff prolonged everything because of it. And it's totally irrelevant to the case. How come nobody on the internet is asking, what about a CODIS hit on what was found in the home?
That's the most important right now. Well, the most important thing is finding Miss Nancy, but
Right.
as far as finding out who did it,
Who did it?
that's the most important piece of evidence that we need.
83, we have heard reports from the sheriff himself that says they have unknown male DNA from inside that house, believed to belong to the perpetrator. Does not match the family or anybody that you would expect to had access to her home. It's an unknown male DNA, according to the sheriff, collected from the crime scene. Why haven't they ran that through CODIS? And why is nobody asking that question?
Mm-hmm.
Because we can run amok for 2 to 3 days with this random glove. because that's better. I don't understand anymore what's even happening.
I don't either. It's just so freaking frustrating.
It, FBI don't ever expect them to really come out and say a whole lot. You know what I mean? They never do. Um, they're already cleaning up a mess behind this guy left and right. And these,
Hmm.
you know, I've heard it. I've heard so much talk about these egos. This sheriff's ego. I could care less anymore about his ego.
Yep.
Y'all deal with it. You local people in Tucson, y'all deal with that man and his ego. Because I'm done with it. I don't feed egos, period. And when I get around somebody who I realize they want that ego fed, oh, guess what? I'm like, no, I don't feed egos. I just, I'll give you credit where credit is due. But to just sit there and stroke an ego, no, nobody's
Right.
stroking mine. Like, stroke me, make me feel better about myself. Why don't you do
Oh
something to make
gosh.
yourself feel better about yourself? Quit depending on me to do it for you.
Right.
Single by design. I ain't here to make you happy. That's up to you. When you get happy, you can come correct. Maybe you can come back when you get happy. Because I can't make you happy if you ain't happy already.
Yeah. Too much work.
I ain't got time for it. I did my own work on my own self. Do you. Go do your own work. I am not here to fix nobody. I learned that back in the 1980s. I ain't trying to fix nobody. All right, guys, I was just looking to see if I had anything else on there. I don't. Okay. There's just a lot of to discuss still about like there's really the theories. We're all like we're done. I mean, what else could there be, right? I'm not going to entertain the robbery gone wrong bullshit anymore.
Mm-mm.
Nobody can even say this house was broken into. I mean, you literally nobody can say this house was broken into. We've heard
Exactly.
we've heard sources tell people forced entry. We've heard sources say no forced entry. I don't see forced entry with my own eyeballs
Yep.
because now I've seen three doors to this house: front door, side door behind the garage. I'm well aware where that door goes to, and the back door. I do my homework. I've been streaming about this case for how many days? I retain what I know. I don't forget it the next day. But I've seen photos now of all three doors that one more I still want to see. I don't see any damage to doors or windows.
Yeah. I mean, we've seen them all. Even the side windows, you can see, and there's no damage there.
No broken windows. So how did
Mm-mm.
he get access to the home? You don't have to work in that home to know somebody that might know you work in that home and get an idea. But how would they get a key to that house? Say speculation. There's a housekeeper that comes twice a week to help Miss Nancy out. Does she have a key? Would Nancy give somebody a key to her house? Did the housekeeper's cousin say, I'm going to steal her keys and run down to the hardware and make a copy? Bring them back real quick. She'll never know I took it. Now I
Right.
got a key. Now I got a key. Everybody knew Miss Guthrie in that town. Everybody knew Savannah was her daughter. Everybody, unless they just don't watch news. Most people, some people don't, you know what I mean? But still, that whole freaking town knew. I can, what's that dude's name that used to play for the Cowboys? What's that damn dude's name? He's from here. God dang. Well, we got several ball players from this town that's made it big. Emmett Smith. Lord, we could tell y'all some. Roy Jones Jr. I know right where the man lives. He's pretty fucking cool. He'll talk to you. He'll shake your hand. The other football player, dude, we don't even want you back around here. Several Major League Baseball players from this town. And a couple of women sitting in jail right now for killing their babies.
Mm.
Yeah, Ruth Ann, he don't know what he's talking about from one minute to the next.
Mm-mm.
He's distraught. He's grieving. He came out all emotional in the very beginning, and everybody on the internet's telling me, "Oh, look, big teddy bear, full of emotions." I don't want a sheriff out there running with emotion. I want empathy for victims, but I don't want you to run on emotion. Emotions get in the way. That's why the woman can never leave the man who's hurting her. Sometimes you got to take your feels, especially in crime, and you got to set them aside for a moment. Because that man didn't come out there authentically upset about Miss Nancy.
No. And that's not putting the victim first in that case. Putting
Thank
his
you.
own.
Thank you. I understand grief. I think all of us can understand grief. We got no business making good, big decisions when we're riddled with grief. Unless he just didn't care for his brother that much. It might have been that kind. I don't know.
Well, I mean, to come back and say, oh, it's all about the victims and we need to think about the victims and not talk bad about the victim's family, but you're not willing to put your shit aside or have someone replace you to do what needs to be done to find her. No.
Right? But instead, we get lectured, right? Because we're not doing it right.
Mm.
We haven't doxed any of these suspects over here on this channel as bad as people have tried to get me to.
100%, Keith.
Yeah. I can agree with everything he's saying right now. So Megan Kelly let old Chris Cuomo, or what's he called? Frito Cuomo have it. And it was funny, and I'm here for it. And I need a little
Yep.
bit of regression relief, so I'm going to play her. And then we'll have a little discussion before we head out. Because I do want to take a moment to go grab me something to eat and all that before I go on Publicly Buzz tonight and talk theories and get my head back on straight and get out of my mood. Well,
Yeah.
put me in a mood, damn it.
I
Okay.
know.
Don't do it. Okay. Now, I don't follow politics anymore, guys. I quit doing that decades ago when they got on my nerves. I don't know who the hell they are, and I'm kind of concerned they're going to come after me any day now. I've been that concerned for years about they. They are scary. They are ridiculous, and I don't want nothing to do with politics. So I don't watch her for anything to do with politics. So please keep politics out of my channel completely.
Yep.
But I'm here for her in her fucking shade. Let's do it, Megan. Let's do it, Megan. No, she's not a Megan.
Oh, please, no.
Sorry, Megan. Megan. Sorry, Megan. We can't do that
No.
to you. We cannot.
The sheriff, according to Matt Finn of Fox News, Matt reports, quote, I just asked Sheriff Nanos if DNA helped clear the Guthrie family from being suspects. He says, quote, not going there. They are victims, and I will not stand quiet when they are re-victimized. It is not just my duty. It is every cop's duty to stand up and be the voice for victims. What? Enter Tom Winter of NBC News, who reports it explicitly, quote, there is no indication this is the result of any new evidence. No indication this is a result of any new evidence whatsoever. So what happened here, quite clearly, is the sheriff decided, probably after a phone call from the family, he says he mostly speaks to Savannah, to just say, Nobody there is a suspect anymore. When 24 hours earlier, he said no one's been cleared. And that's what we were told by our federal law enforcement source too. No one has been cleared. But magically, over the course of 24 hours, because it's his duty to stand up and be the voice for the victims and will not stand quiet when they are re-victimized, the sheriff finds the wherewithal to say, just no one's a suspect in the family. Okay, maybe that's true. Maybe they're not the prime suspects now. Maybe they're moving away from the family, as NBC reported yesterday. But it's diametrically opposed to what both the sheriff said 24 hours earlier and what my sources said within hours of our reporting yesterday. Okay, so something's off. And we don't do feelings in a criminal investigation. We don't do feelings. We do facts. Okay, that's how it's supposed to work. And the sheriff should know better. It's actually quite interesting now because I'll show you what the douchebag Chris Cuomo is saying. In fact, let's just play it now. It's
okay. So me and Butterfly were being extremely lazy this morning because we both got up late because, of course, we were up half the night. I'm sitting in my bed trying to be lazy, sipping my coffee, watching this. And when she called him the douchebag, I literally spit my coffee. I was like, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, hun. But I was here for it.
52. He's very upset that Ashley Banfield and yours truly have raised questions about the brother-in-law. Ashley's reporting, and based on Ashley's reporting, we've asked questions on this program. And here's Fredo Cuomo on his little-known show on News Nation, which has less viewers than I have fingers.
Now, look, I've never heard law enforcement make this kind of a statement during an investigation, and I'm not calling for the family to be removed from suspicion. The job is the job, right? But the job is also, you don't speculate just because you don't care that you're destroying this family, just because it may get you some clicks. But I want to correct something the sheriff said. It's not the media. No one who pays attention to the law or any standard of decency is doing this. What these digital people are doing. It's the digital media. It's those denizens. It's people who get paid for clicks and rage bait. All right? These fugazi, sloppy influencers and would-be sleuths, right? The truth about whether Nancy Guthrie's family is under scrutiny. She doesn't know a damn thing. The reason the cops are going back to the home is because the police think she did it. Where'd she get that? Bullshit. The video messages from the family are like a movie. It's from Silence of the Lambs. Why are they doing that?
What the fuck?
Okay. So,
because people compared that first video that the families put out to, it was really, if you watched it, the wording was very similar to what was said in the Silence of the Lambs. That's where you got that from.
No.
Let me tell you what Fredo is really upset about. He has Fredo no Rado. That's his real problem. Nobody watches his show on News Nation, and I mean nobody. And nobody watches his failed podcast either. Nobody watched his Sirius radio show. Nobody watched him on CNN. And therefore, he gets upset at anybody who does well, like our show, which is always one of the top 3 conservative podcasts in the nation.
And who is Chris Cuomo to sit up there and call out anybody digital create Mr.
Exactly. That's what I was saying. Projecting much?
I can't forget the way he covered for his fucking brother.
Mm-hmm.
And lost your job over it. But you don't come out here and yell about the influencers. Let him have it, Megan.
It's currently number 1 on Apple. Fredo doesn't like that, okay? Because as I say, Fredo no Rado. So he gets upset and he gets jealous. Sometimes in the past on this show, we've called out Fredo for his terrible behavior, for his bad ratings, for his lies about bumping into people who just happen to be listening to his podcast, because literally nobody does. And Fredo can't take criticism. And I'll tell you something I've never told before. Fredo actually called my lawyer, who he happened to use briefly on a legal matter, and begged the lawyer to get me to stop mentioning him. He didn't want me to attack him because it hurt his little feelings. So now Fredo sees an opportunity to attack yours truly because, of course, we're doing well with this story too, as we do when we do other news, which Fredo can't relate to. So Fredo's upset, and Fredo's trying to play the protector of the Guthrie family. Meanwhile, there are a few in news who have done more for the Guthrie family than this show. We have covered this story extensively since it broke because Fredo doesn't understand, but I too am a news woman like Savannah. I too worked at the Today Show like Savannah Guthrie. I too have been the victim of a deranged stalker, which may be one of the possibilities here. Something Fredo doesn't realize we've covered extensively as well on this program. I too know Ashley Banfield extremely well, and she's had extremely solid reporting for 20 years in the crime and other fields as well. And so when she tells me she's got a solid source, I take her very seriously. And I also saw this matter being discussed, guess where else? On News Nation, all around Fredo, by Elizabeth Vargas, by Jesse Weber, Dan Abrams, who had the show right before Chris Cuomo for years, did a long segment on it with Ashley Banfield. It's all over Fox News. Jesse Waters, Sean Hannity, up and down the lineup, Laura Ingraham, all of them have discussed whether the brother-in-law had anything to do with it, because in an investigation like this, you don't rule out family because of feelings, because of your little feelings, Fredo, because I know you're in the business of protecting your family. Okay, we learned that firsthand during COVID when you put your loser brother on there and ran cover for him. And then ultimately, it was one of the things that led to your downfall because you didn't report honestly on his many, many problems during COVID or his many, many problems in grabbing women. And perhaps the reason you chose not to do that is because you yourself were accused of having a Me Too problem, as you well know. Okay, we had the senior executive producer on this program who talked all about you and your behavior in a bar with her. There was another woman at CNN who came forward against you, who did a whole podcast about the discomfort you made her feel. And then there was an anonymous woman who came forward who was the last straw before your firing. So you have a long history, I understand, of running cover for family. That's not what we do here on the actual news. We talk about what the police are doing, and we try to glean where the investigation is going. And we especially do that when we have a sheriff who repeatedly, when asked whether anyone has been ruled out, says, no one's been ruled out. Absolutely not. Not the family, no one. No one's been ruled out. Everyone remains a suspect until we have somebody in handcuffs. That's the way you do it. And you especially do it that way when the sheriff tows the car belonging to the sister and her husband and impounds it. You do that when the sheriff and the FBI continuously return to the sister and her husband's home, taking pictures in the middle of the night with the lights off, suggesting there may be something that they need to capture in the same hour of night as Nancy Guthrie went missing from her home. Go back time and time again to search the home and take belongings from the home and take photographs of the home, which is not the crime scene. So this is what a responsible reporter does. What they don't do is stage news. Okay, I need to help you, Fredo, because your little begging to my lawyer to get me to lay off of you didn't work. So this is what you're going to have to deal with. Actual facts when you try to come for yours truly. This is what we don't do. We do cover facts, we do follow leads, but we don't stage news, Fredo. We do not pretend that we are walking out of the basement, our basement, during COVID, haven't smelled the fresh air in months, when everybody knows you were on the street in an altercation involving your bicycle weeks earlier. Remember this moment on CNN?
All right, here it is. The official reentry from the basement. Cleared by CDC, a little sweaty, just worked out, happens. This is what I've been dreaming of, literally for weeks. My wife, she was cleared by the CDC. She doesn't have fever, she doesn't have the symptoms anymore, more than 7 days from her quarantine. But we're still a little scared, so I'll just give you one of these, just give you one of these, just give you one of these, just give you one of these. Bella has, of course, taken the video. This is the dream. This is for when we go outside. That's what we have to do now, all of us in New York. So anyway, I'm back.
His mask. It was all fake. He'd been on the street. It had made the New York Post, and he humiliated himself. And he continues to humiliate himself with his 4 viewers. Envy is a very unattractive thing, Fredo. Work on that.
Now, Megan, she has also stood up for the podcasters on YouTube and for the social media accounts that are following this case. And, she's doing like we're doing. You take what's good and you kind of you got to try when you see things being put out there. I I can see 100 posts a day on X, and some of these people I trust wholeheartedly and know they're not going to steer me wrong on the information. Some accounts I do not know for sure. Some I'm still gauging, but I will
Right.
go research that information for myself because if they found it, I can probably find it.
Right.
Sometimes I don't even feel like doing it myself, but I know I can go to certain people and trust where that what's coming out, right? And we just have to get better at doing that. But for some of these medias to come out and appreciate what's being done by responsible people, that is a big help. Um, but all these people getting out there and pointing fingers that we're the problem. No, you're the problem. No, you're the problem. The sheriff and a bad investigation is the problem. I'm not concerned anymore about podcasters and media going at each other and who's got the biggest scoop and the best source. Y'all are making it about y'all at this point and not about a lady who's missing.
Mm-hmm.
I come out here, there's a certain YouTuber, every time I see breaking news, you'll hear it here first. That's the same news we all got, dude. But okay, I don't do that. There's no why would I? Like, I'm sitting in my fucking office in my house in Northwest Florida. I don't know shit unless I see it on the internet on a report. Just like many others out there. Y'all think they got a inside scoop to all the goods? We're all getting our information from the same places. How we present it and how we talk when we're on the mic's the difference.
Right.
Y'all know me, I got a foul mouth. Maybe. I try not to all the
Well,
time.
me too. Me too.
Mine just gets out of hand sometimes, but my pawpaw's sitting over here laughing at me. If he was here, he'd be laughing. I'm sorry I taught you that, girl. um, all the noise is just a distraction. Some Karen went on CNN. Yeah, people are complaining about YouTubers. They're going to complain about YouTubers from now to eternity. But I've said it a long time ago, and I've seen people talk about it now. The media or how law enforcement needs to get better at communicating with the media. I think I began saying that 2.5 years ago in the Idaho 4 case. If you just clarify this,
Right.
just clarify that, you would stop a lot of this. But no, Salty, they got to keep it close to the vest. You don't get it. Y'all think I was born yesterday? I just stumbled upon true crime today? No. Before I even knew about YouTube at all, I've been watching true crime fucking all my adult life.
I put something in Discord and I'm trying to figure out what they're doing in it. It's footage from today. If you want to look.
Okay. Ooh, that's interesting. What are they doing? Is it a video too?
Yeah.
Wait, what is that?
I don't know. I don't know if that's a light, a camera,
Let's pull it up. Who is this?
and is the camera still there?
Let me go to Twits. They're trying to recreate shit, y'all. They've got a. What is he doing? And
I
where's?
don't know.
Okay, let me pull up this. Who is this on Twitter? Okay. Oh, wait, that's not Twitter. That's YouTube. Get off of there. What they're doing interests the shit out of me.
I know.
Try to make sense of it, you know? I want to talk about the investigation. I want to talk about what they're doing. I don't want to talk about the weeds anymore. Can I finally get a conversation about this stuff going with somebody?
Mm-hmm.
Who is this? This is this chick. Okay. All right, here we go. I mean, anybody else have constitutionality concerns in this case besides me?
Oh, definitely. I mean, raises all kinds of questions people should be asking.
What side of the house is this guy on? Two investigators who were just at
I-
Nancy Guthrie. Oh, they're at the neighbor's house. Hold on, I gotta read all of it. Okay, yeah, they're at a neighbor's house.
okay, okay.
Hold on, he's got a device in his hand.
Downloading, is that if that's a camera, then maybe downloading information from the camera, it looks like.
Just now,
Exactly.
and it's from a neighbor, the one to the right, with the septic tanks behind her house. Or is this the house behind Nancy's, whose front of their home faces Nancy's backyard? Because when you come down that cul-de-sac and pull into their driveway, and you got to come all the way around, the front of their home almost faces the back of Nancy's.
Yeah, I want to see more footage.
Let me look at something. Hold on. It's a light. Oh, wait. That's the kind of camera, bulb camera, that looks like the neighbor at King Road had.
So Michael Ruiz posted that it's next door,
Yeah.
but I don't know which side. It didn't specify.
Yeah, it says here on this one, video is from the neighbor's house, but I don't know. I haven't looked at the map yet. I'm just, I'm fixing to, though.
Yeah.
Let me see. Okay. Is it? I got it up there for a minute, guys. I'm looking at the map. I got to look at something. I'm not going to wear myself out today trying to pull everything up the second I'm looking at it. Oh, yeah. Right next door to Nancy's on the right-hand side of the house. If they're just recovering that camera or realizing that this neighbor has done told them about, not this particular neighbor, but another neighbor, that's the lady who claims, I told them about the white roof, I told them about the septic tanks. Did this neighbor not tell them about their camera?
That's a good question. Why now?
Unless there's something particular that they're doing. Where'd it go? Who else you said has? Let me see something. Why are we spying on the neighbors? Oh, Jesus.
Right.
Oh my God. Let me just hang on. Let me do my recon without, there's certain
Yeah.
I do not want to put out
Right.
there. Because I ain't fucking hearing it. I'm not that naive where I just roll with everything I see on the internet. God, I'm so not that person. Fucking thank God. Nancy's neighbor's house, one lot south, now being investigated about what looks like to be superior law enforcement. Superior law enforcement? The fuck? Are you from our country? A camera unit of 2 lights and 1 camera seen here being either dabbed for fingerprints or commandeered via cell phone app to download playback.
Why fingerprints?
But the only thing that camera's going to see is the street.
Mm-hmm.
And what passed by it, right? Did a car pass by it? I'm more interested in what the camera sees. I'll figure out why you're taking the damn thing later and doing all this weird shit now. But if that's a legit camera, was it pointed out toward the street, right? And not
Mm-hmm.
the side the house, because their house is angled weird. Let me look at something. Because that garage faces the street, plain as day.
Well, I don't think it would have been fingerprints. He didn't have gloves on, so I don't think fingerprints.
Oh, well, people are just running amok with their thoughts, right? Let me
Mm,
unglove and go touch everything and then put my
right.
gloves back on. But on the end of the building, there's a light fixture by the garage door, but this on the side of the house, does it have two cameras, one that fans out toward the driveway and the front of the home, right? You see what I'm saying? Or
Mm-hmm.
where does this camera show? Where does it point to? Hmm. Oh, I'm not sure. There's so many
Mm,
people who still need to be educated on IGG. I guess they just didn't pay attention in the Koberger case.
I told you.
We kind of semi paid attention. We kind of semi did, but not all the way. Well, that's weird, guys. I don't know what they're doing. Everybody's reporting they're taking cameras. Let me go see if Enton's reported anything. I looked this morning and he hadn't even been online. Or
Yeah, I hadn't
he
seen much.
wasn't. He's probably working on something. It would be interesting to find, we don't know how many cameras were up and down Nancy Street. Is
Mm-hmm.
it safe to say that most of the houses might have had at least one camera, maybe a doorbell cam? Again, doorbell cams aren't going to see a lot out to the street. I seen all the Brian Koberger footage of the car, that's out there. So you can't even tell what kind of car that is half the time on some of this footage. Some of it you can get a glimpse. It looks like a white car, that kind of thing. It doesn't take a genius to know these houses are far back from the road. I've said this since the Koberger case. I live in the country. Houses sit back off the road. If they have a doorbell camera, you're not even going to see a whole lot all the way to the road, especially with cars zooming by. You might
Mm-hmm.
get a glimpse, and if it's dark, you're just going to see headlights. You're not going to see the car. Um, it would be interesting to see if they can timing, right? Here's the thing about headlights coming down the road. The timing matters. Does this car appear to slow down as it's approaching Nancy's driveway, Nancy's home? If it's zooming by, chances are it's just going down the street. But if it's creeping down the street, it's suspicious at that point, especially if the timestamp this suspicious car comes in slow is pretty close to the timestamp we have a guy at the front porch. But can that camera tell me what kind of car it was? Because they have no clue what kind of vehicle these people got away with in because of the lack of camera systems around the city.
Mm-hmm.
Idaho, between Pullman and Moscow, except for the back out the way out, the country way, tons of cameras that literally follow the car across town. But this, we've all heard, they don't have that system set up there. The DOT's got this, they got this. We don't record over none of this. They don't have nothing. They got some license plate readers that might capture a license plate, no front license plate, blah, blah, blah. But nothing about any of these cameras. They do have them around town. How would they know what to look for on those cameras around town as
Mm-hmm.
far as a car, right? So if you do get some footage back and you're able to review all this footage from nearby red lights near her neighborhood, how are you going to pick out which car is relevant to what happened to Nancy Guthrie? Does it take a right turn going toward her neighborhood? Now, do we have cameras seeing that car come down the road? Does it slow down when it gets close to Nancy's house? Because I've always wondered that.
Right.
Can any camera see a car coming in slow? I'm not looking for a guy walking down the street because I'm not an idiot. We're not walking Miss Nancy down the street.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, for them to actually come and get, data from the actual camera, did they not have a subscription either? Because that's the first thing you would look at.
Well, here's the thing. They took the whole camera in Idaho 4, but they still had to get the download, right? They had to go back and forth with that girl to get it, right? It took a minute. I don't know why they take the whole physical camera. I think it may be for evidence purposes later. I don't know why. We see them go back. I've got video of the cop going back to the King Road neighbors and physically taking the light bulb.
Right.
But you didn't need it to get what was on it, right? So I don't know why they take the whole device. I can't explain that part. But I'm more interested is, does it see a creeping car coming down the road? And if it does, do other cameras also see it? What time is it entering the neighborhood? Do we see it exiting the neighborhood, but at a high rate of speed? Do you know what that's just where
Right.
I don't know what to make of it.
Maybe it would get more than what hers did. I mean, I don't know.
So Enton reported an hour ago. As suspected, they will use investigative genetic genealogy in the Guthrie case. It helped catch Koberger. And he's quoting Libby Dean. It says, following no CODIS hit on the DNA gloves in the Nancy Guthrie case, FBI officials tell me the sample will undergo genealogical testing. Really? From that glove that doesn't
Oh
contain
boy.
Nancy's DNA and doesn't have a CODIS hit? Does it match the crime scene? Y'all said it don't. So why are we performing IgG on that glove? What about what was found in the fucking house? So Chris Nanos is lying.
Yep.
There's no DNA in that house of a suspect. Because that'd be your first thing to run through CODIS, not some random bullshit glove from the side of the road.
Right.
Can we really take a breath for a moment and analyze that? Can anybody give me one good reason why that DNA in the house hasn't went through all this rigorous testing back and forth? Which lab did it go to? How does it analyze? Do you got a profile yet? Are we not concerned about that profile from inside that house? Because I'm more concerned about that profile in that house than I am some 17, 18, 1945 fucking gloves we found. 2 miles from the crime scene and beyond. Because you come at my client with your 2 mile bullshit, we got a problem. Especially if her DNA is not on there. And again, that knife sheath wasn't 2 miles from the crime scene. What is wrong? What is wrong with people?
I don't know.
83 socket. Do they know how to navigate the back roads? So here's the thing. Everybody's like, he has to be from the area. They know. What if they came into the area 3 months ago and then learned the area? If I'm about ready to do something nefarious, guess who's going to take her time and scope things out? I'm not going to run balls to the walls blind. I got to figure out a lot of shit first.
I agree, Rachel.
I could easily roll into town. And here's something else nobody's really. So one other person on actually, it was in Nerdy Space, Butterfly, when you and I were in that space. That one lady brought up the Tucson Gem Show. Let me tell y'all something. I'm a crystal collector. I know all about the Tucson Gem Show. And I know how huge it really is. It's a huge fucking deal. I mean, it's a huge deal. And people come from all over the world. What an excellent cover. What an excellent cover. I'm here for the Gem Show. I need an Airbnb. And I did my surveillance 3 months ago. I know I got maps. I've drove this route several times. I thought about it all. Yeah, this guy could be from right there in the house. He could be 2 miles away too.
Yep. Any Airbnbs that left since this happened? Check those too.
They all have. I mean, Gem Show's over. Are
Yeah.
we going to go look at all the Airbnbs and see who rented them now? Because we can't find our suspect at the door with your broad scope search warrants. What are we doing here? We've lost our minds and said, well, you know what? Put the Constitution down. It really doesn't matter at the moment. It doesn't matter. It will matter the next case when a person's arrested and the internet decides he's innocent. That's when the Constitution will matter. But
Yep.
today, it doesn't matter at all. I'm telling y'all right now, if they get IgG off that glove and try to pin this on that person, whoever that, what if it comes back? Okay, let them build their IgG and it comes back to one of your crime scene technicians or your investigators or one of your search party personnel. What are y'all going to do then?
Exactly.
What are we going to do then?
It's crazy.
Girl, where's the whiskey? I can't let them drive me to drinking though, because that's a fool's way.
Yep.
That's a fool's way. So they came through with the briefcase into Nancy's property, and then they did whatever they were doing there. And I guess once they did that, I wonder if they went over to the neighbor's house after that. Wait, where's this sliding glass door? Hold on. What is this? What? Let me pull this up.
I was like, what are you looking at?
Yeah, I'm not pulling anything up until I look at it first. I'm done.
No, I know.
Okay.
I know that.
Brian Enton is showing this. Where's this sliding glass door at? Two men showed up to Nancy Guthrie's house. Deputies let them through. One had a briefcase. Where's this sliding glass door?
Huh?
That they went inside the house. Hey guys, so an update here from Nancy Guthrie's house. There are two people who showed up, one in a pickup truck and one in a Subaru. The sheriff's deputies let them through, and they went to the back of the house. One of the men was holding a briefcase, and we could see them go to the back of the house, and then we could see with our drone that they went inside the house. I'm not sure why. We don't know who they are. There was no markings on the car. It does not appear that they are law enforcement, but the deputies here obviously knew that they were coming because they let them through and they let them go to the back of the house. So I haven't seen that happen.
Was that windows or was that sliding glass doors?
No, like a sliding glass door.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that... I'm going back to the video we watched of the back patio butterfly. We saw the window and the blue door. Where would that slider be back there? Nowhere, would it? Unless the other side of that window. Y'all, I remember it well. Let me, hold on. Do I have pictures uploaded? Do I have the one of the window? You can see the window ledge a little bit to the left of that door. It's a pretty big window. Hold on. I don't know if I uploaded the other photo. I didn't.
I'm looking to see if I have any.
What about that video? I got to look back through my feed. Hold on. I mean, I got it from yesterday's show. Is this the door to her from the master to that patio? Because we know we don't take much to pop a sliding door open.
Mm-hmm. Without breaking it.
That's not on the back patio. And there's two lights above it. That's not Nancy's house. Or is it? I don't see a
haven't seen
courtyard.
I don't remember seeing a sliding door in all the pictures that we've seen, but
There's not one. I've not seen one anywhere. I've been looking for sliding doors. I kept saying forever, I want to see the back patio. Is there a slider? And then I finally saw it and there wasn't a slider. Now I'm seeing a slider over here with some floodlights above it that are black. but she had white floodlights on the back of the house. And I don't see a courtyard. He says back of the house. Can I see that whole drone footage, Brian? He got
Right.
his DM's open. I'm just done playing. I'm just done playing. Oh, do I got to be verified to reach out? Y'all ain't getting that from me. Screw Elon and his stupid shit.
Wait, is there a sliding glass door on the front of where they took those other cameras off?
I'm talking about the guest house?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that would be the only place that has sliding glass doors, and that's where that's from.
Yeah. So I
Remember
think
how
that's where that's from.
the guest house had? Did it have? Hang on, let me go look at my picture. I'm trying to see the floodlights, because that's not the actual her house, right? So it'd have to be
Mm-hmm.
just the guest house, because it was the
Yeah.
only one that had sliders that I could see.
Right.
But and they didn't take the floodlights. Where's my picture at? Let me see here. Let me look at them real quick. Because there's an awning over that slider, but you can't see from these pictures about the black floodlight. You know what I mean? Hanging right above
Mm-hmm.
that, because of the way these pictures are from the damn drone. So she had a black floodlight on the guest house, but a white one on the other. And the white one was the one broken, right? By the back door.
Yeah.
That has to be where the only place it could have come from was right there at the guest house.
Mm-hmm.
Right, socket. Yeah. I'm done with. Oh, what was you reading, Simi?
Well,
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to drop down.
yeah, we're going to be going in just a second. The only thing is about this crime scene being so weird and sloppy. It's going to be, say they get to a name by one of these 40
Mm-hmm.
people on a list, or they raid a next house. If they arrest people, then we're going to give defense attorneys a lot to work with, especially if you can't tie my guy to the house,
Inside of the house. Yep.
because
Or
you can tell
anything
me that
connected to it.
he's got to be tied to within the house.
Mm-hmm.
And there has to be a digital trail of planning and communication about a kidnapping. We cannot walk into court and say their DNA's on a glove found 2 miles away, and people think the eyeballs are close, like the gun shop owner thought about one particular guy on the list he got to see. Now he thinks that guy's probably a suspect. He could be. But if the FBI thought for a second his eyes match our guy's eyes, why aren't y'all getting federal search warrants on him?
Mm-hmm.
It's not making sense.
No.
The FBI is doing what they're doing, and we don't know all the gist of what they do, why they do, and a timeline to any of it. There may never be a rhyme or reason to it until a court document comes out for me to jump head first into. And if you know me, y'all know I will. We don't stop
Mm-hmm.
at just covering the headlines around here. We got about, 4 to 5 cases we're watching. We're waiting on documents to come down now and those cases to move forward so we can jump into the investigative techniques used by law enforcement, so we can educate ourselves on how this works. So when they come out
Mm-hmm.
with their word salad, we can say, not so fast.
Right.
Not so fast. It's insane.
Like 40 names that we don't know where they got it from.
No, and here's another thing. Let me show you what that. I had this uploaded. So they're going to go by. We found 40 people who bought a holster. Where at Walmart? Look, For a cop who didn't want to ID himself, he put his fucking
I
picture
know.
out. Fuck, man. And
No,
I'm not
isn't that Matt? I mean, the
Mike.
Ruiz guy, Mike.
So wait, the cop tipped him off, right?
Yeah.
So maybe he did put his own picture out there. Okay, reflection, man. I'll let you go. I was gonna say if that cop did that, I'm not fucking fixing it for his dumb ass.
That looks like Mike, but I could be wrong.
No, I
Maybe it
think
looks like him.
so. Mike says that cop out of Miami tipped him off that this could be that type of holster, right? Because of the shape of it. And then they found out, well, this is sold at Walmart. So does the FBI think that's the holster too? And now we went to Walmart and 40 people bought that holster. Now you 40 are suspects because your holster might be the one this dickhead's wearing. Oh, sorry.
Oh, he is. No need to be sorry about that, because that we know he is.
That's the devil right there, and he done took an old lady, and I'm not happy about it.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'll be listening.
Well, thank you. We're about to go for the day, guys. There's not a whole lot of updates out there. Just the glove don't match anything, and I do wish the media would stop. But they're going to run IGG on that because they're sitting there with a whole bunch of defense attorneys salivating at the moment. If they tell you they're not, they're lying. Because I've seen how they operate and move in other cases I cover. YouTube lawyers. I remember what you told me about other cases, and I expect you to double down on that today. So we'll see. I'm not watching them, so I couldn't tell you what they're saying, but I know what they're tweeting. All right, guys, a reminder, I will be on Publicly Buzzed tonight. I understand he's going to dive into the case and look at some theories, so I'm going to go over there and discuss that with him. Of course, I would love all of y'all to come join us over there and get your opinions on it. Tanya, I was trying to figure that out. Was that the courtyard to the house? And apparently not. It does look like it's probably the guest house slider, because that is the only place we've seen a slider. It's not the back patio. I still don't know what kind of door was at that to the courtyard yet. Hopefully we'll get there, right? Maybe we'll find out. All right, Simi, thank you. Butterfly has gotten the link there, guys. I think Forrest dropped it for you guys as well earlier. Y'all go over and set your notifications on for that show, and I'll be over there tonight talking that. Butterfly, thank you again for coming up. I appreciate it.
Well, thank you for having me. Always nice talking these out.
I'll see you tonight.
All right. Bye.
Okay.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you. All right, guys. Yeah. It's just a lot. I got a lot of questions. I wish people would quit being crazy about it. You know, we don't even know what kind of gun that guy's got in that holster. That's why they're going to gun shops, because can we tie this guy to a gun purchase? And they got a picture of him, but we don't got a picture of this guy. That's just odd to me. The blue shirt now coming out to be explained, left behind by searchers, is beyond me baffling. There's just too much baffling things about this case anymore. All right, y'all go have a good one. Y'all go get y'all some dinner, all the good things. I'm going to go do the same thing and get myself a little prepared. I got to be over there in like 2 hours for that show. But thank y'all for coming in. I appreciate it. And, of course, we'll be back in the morning if there's any breaking news to cover. And maybe tomorrow I won't feel some type of way about their asses. Maybe I'll get a good night's sleep tonight. All right, guys. Y'all be safe on them YouTube streets now more than ever.
Thank you all for watching this here video.